Good morning, kids. This is Mr. Agee, and I'm here to help you through understanding what to do on today's lesson. It's Wednesday, April 15th, and you've got 3 pages in your math packet. Page 21, solving problems about equal groups. Page 22, solving problems about arrays. And page 23, solving problems about area. So we're going to start by trying to understand the basics of solving any problem that has to do with multiplication and division. I've wrote out a little lesson, a target learning objective for any multiplication and division word problem. Try to reduce it down to 3 things. Number 1, the whole, the total number of things. Number 2, how many equal parts? And number 3, how many items are in each part? If you can get it down to those 3 things, the number of total things, how many equal parts you have, and how many items are in each part, then you can figure out how to solve the problem by multiplying or dividing. So our approaches to story problems we've talked about over and over and over again. First, you have to read it, of course, and then you need to visualize. Visualize as you're reading. You can mark up the text if you need to. You can draw pictures, use the read, draw, write strategy. And then as you're reading and rereading, determine what you know from the problem. That's what they give you. What you know is what they give you. And last but not least, solve for the missing part. So you've got to figure out, what did they give me and what's missing? Once you figure out what's missing, you can use a strategy to try to solve the problem. So I've broken this down into this little help graphic into 2 sections of models. So we've got number bonds, or an equal group model, and arrays. So across the top here, you can see there are 3 basic scenarios: when the total is missing, when the number of groups is missing, when the items per group are missing. So if the total is missing, see on the number bond here, I've got the total, and in this problem I've read the problem, and I've determined that they've given me, okay, there are 3 groups of things, and there are 5 items in each group, or per group. So when we look at the equal group model, the total is divided into 1, 2, 3 parts, and each equal part has 5 in it. In this case, we would be multiplying to find the total. We've got 5 things in 3 groups, so we would multiply 5 times 3 equals, and if you don't know your facts, you can skip count. You can skip count by 3s or by 5s. I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. There are 15 total things. Now looking at this same problem, if we've got 3 groups, I organized my groups into rows. 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. Each row has 5 things in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just made them nice and tidy in rows and columns. I've got the same problem, 5 times 3. I can count 5, 10, 15. In the next scenario, so that was for when the total is missing. Here, when the number of groups is missing. So they give me the total in this one. I've read the problem and I've determined, okay, I've got 12 total things, and they told me that there are 4 things in each group. And so I've got 12, but I don't know how many spokes to put off of my number bond yet, because I don't know how many groups there are. So I'm going to skip count up as the strategy I'm going to use. Another way to do it would be to divide the total by the items per group. So 12 divided by 4, if you know your facts. You could count down by 4s from 12 to 0, or up by 4s and stop at 12. I'm going to count up by 4s. So I'm going to do a group of 4, Another group of 4 gives me 8. Another group of 4 gives me 12. So I can stop there. I'm going to draw my spokes onto my number bond like this. And I see that now there are 3 equal groups. In the array model here, I've got 12 divided by 4, so I have 12 total things, and I've got 4 things in each group. So I do a group of 4, a group of 4, and a group of 4 to model that 12 divided by 4 gives me. So if the total number here is 12, and each row is 4, I can do 4 by 3, 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Okay, next up, when if you read the problem and you figure out, okay, I know how many things there are altogether, I know how many groups there are, I don't know how many things are in each group. So the number bond or equal group model might look like this. You've got 32 total things. You've got 4 groups, so each of those spokes represents a group. And I could divide the total 32 by the number of groups, 32 divided by 4, or I could skip count up by 4s until I get to 32, or start at 32 and go down by 4s until I get to 0. I'm going to look at the area model. I made not an area model, the array model. I have an unfinished array here, and I know that there are 4 groups, and there are 32 total things. So I've got my first groups done. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to distribute until I get to 32. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And now my job is to figure out, okay, what was missing was the items per group, so how many things in each group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just to check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I've got 8 things in each group. When I write it out in a division problem, I've got 32 divided by 4 equals 8. All right, that should do it for pages 21 and 22, and I'll post a little supplemental video about finding the area or using the area model to solve multiplication and division problems involving area. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you got plenty of sleep last night, and good luck. If you have any problems, please reach out to me by email, text, or phone. Bye. Miss you.